Hello, and welcome to another episode of Living in Spiritual Awareness. I'm your host, Lisa Mastrocola. I'm an angel intuitive healer, teacher, author. And as I promised, our shows are going to be, I'm going to be bringing many people who are doing so many miraculous and awesome things that are going to be helping us with our life purpose and just basically navigating through love and light, our journey here on this planet. And I have another guest. She's wonderful. Her name is Shanti, and we are so happy to have her here. I'm so honored to have her here. And Shanti, I'd love to introduce you to our viewers.
Yes, thank you. I'm glad to be here. It's absolutely thrilling.
So Shanti, what kind of a name? Where did you get that name, Shanti?
Well, Shanti was given to me by the Spirit, and it happened almost 2 years ago in my meditation. My birth name is Deanna, and Shanti kind of just was given to me in a way to acknowledge the shift, the awakening that I have went through.
Yes.
And kind of a restart button and go from there.
Yes, I would love to talk about that, about the awakening process, because I have a feeling there's a lot of confusion and anxiety, and we're working through some fears on the planet, and I think on some level, people that are just awakening, just learning, they feel inside probably like I did 10 years ago, there's something not quite right. I need to be doing something, but what is that? So I have a feeling, the angels guided me to do this show to bring people such as yourself to our viewers. So yes, maybe you'd like to tell them about your awakening.
Well, it's a very personal journey, awakening. But for everybody, it holds true the same as that. In a way, sometimes we can think that, awakening, it's something that you achieve. And it's kind of sometimes in discussions that I have with people and clients and friends, it looked at as some kind of final destination.
Right.
I'm awakened and it feels good, it's wonderful, and then one day you don't feel so right, and you go like, "Whoa! I thought that I realized, I'm self-realized. It should be light and love, and at all times." But it's not at all times. It's how capable you are to realign yourself with that light and the source of all that there is. So awakening, I like an analogy that it is like a restart button. It's literally gives you an opportunity to step into your own life, into your own light, but with the greater awareness.
Yeah.
With the awareness which is lodged in a higher consciousness. Because this is what awakening is for individuals and for the humanity and for the whole civilization. It is called ascension. So awakening of humanity is ascension. So as we, as individuals, awaken one by one, and awakening is realization who you truly are in essence, and living your life to the fullest by following the guidance of your heart rather than following the commands of your mind. The calculating here and there and being totally caught up by the densities of our physical experience. And as we awaken and we align more with the true essence that we are, that's why I like to call it returning to the essence, which is our true eternal nature and undying nature of ourself. It is that super consciousness, the just consciousness that is all around us and that flows through us. This is our true essence. And having the ability and recognition and the self-empowerment to be able to step into that power every single minute, every single breath that you take, that is where we're heading to. It has full alignment with the source at all times, rather than full identification with your physical experience. That is how I perceive awakening for myself and for many others. And that's what we're going through
Right.
now. The whole planet, all the beings on the planet Earth, and many other beings are undergoing ascension, which is basically lifting in consciousness and coming closer and closer and aligning closer to the source of all that there is, to the highest consciousness available to us.
So do you think that's what the average person is feeling today? There's a lot of, they know on some level something is happening, but they're not really sure. They're
There's a
not
lot of
quite
confusion.
sure.
Yes, there's a lot of confusion. This can bring, because you see, there's a lot of cleansing, the shedding of our density. We're already dense beings because, there's certain vibration that we vibrate at. And the lighter beings vibrate at the higher vibrations, and many cannot perceive with the naked eye.
Yeah.
So the densities accumulate and with the experiences that we go through. But it's not so much with the experiences that we go through, it's more is how we react to the experiences in our life.
Yes.
It's how we perceive everything that's happening. So you can either perceive it with the greater awareness of realizing that's all which is happening for you, for your growth,
Yeah.
for evolution of your soul, for your ascension. Or you can look at it as everything is happening to me and step into the whole role of victimhood. This is happening to me. Why is this happening to me? How come this is happening? Oh, I don't want this happening. And then you go into this wheel of blame and lack of forgiveness, and then eventually falling into despair, sadness, depression, simply because you are out of alignment.
Right.
Because there is no that deep ingrained understanding and feeling and self-realization who you truly are in essence, and you have come here for the sake of that experience, through which you gain your ascension and you gain your evolution of your soul, depending on individual basis, whatever is cut out for you, whatever the path you have chosen yourself.
Right.
So we all go through our own experience, and each of us reacts in different ways. And the idea is, and this is what my work is targeting, is to instill light into people. I have a very narrow mission, and it is to instill light into the hearts and to awaken them to the truth and help them return to their essence, basically awakening them into their divine essence that they actually are, rather than helping them understand that the physical experience, it's not all that there is, that there is greater lessons behind it, and I'm helping them to see that lessons and helping them see it from the higher perspective, higher consciousness, to ultimately assisting with the alignment with the source.
Okay, so if there are viewers out there and they feel as though they're in that whole victimhood, things happen to me, because we are conditioned, with society to kind of see things that way. Do you know what I mean?
Yes,
Probably
absolutely.
most of our
Absolutely.
lives are that way. So if maybe somebody is like, that's me, and I do, like, things happen to me, and they're in this whole, depressive state, because now on some level they know it isn't right and they want to come out of it. Is that when a good time for them to come and see you?
This is a very good time to start doing a lot of self-work, and of course I am here to assist with that. But self-work is very important.
Where do they begin, I guess?
Thoughts is the original point, because everything is a vibration. We are vibrational beings. Thoughts is this vibration. And our free will here on earth, a great deal of it lies in our freedom to choose our thoughts. We light workers, myself and many others who are grazing this planet right now in the time of ascension, we are here to facilitate, to accommodate you, to create a space, to lift you in vibration using different modalities and technologies, ascension technologies. But eventually, I could work on you and work on you and work on you and work with you, but ultimately your personal work must be done, and it is paying attention to your thoughts. That is the awareness that I'm speaking of. It's basically you need to cultivate an awareness where you are a constant observer of your thoughts. This is how I started my journey many years ago. I actually have a story about that, how it all began for me. Back in 2007, we lived in California for a little while. I was married back then, and with my firstborn child, he was almost 1 year old. And we were sitting in a living room like we're sitting here, and my son was on my lap, and my husband then was looking for a hotel to rent. And as he was looking to make a reservation, literally as many thoughts that were passing through my head and my child on my lap fussing with me, a thought comes in, bed bugs. And something stirred inside me, an emotion arose, but I chose to ignore it. And I'm like, bed bugs, what bed bugs, you know? Yeah. And here we are in near LA, and we're in a hotel, and it's about 2 o'clock in the morning, and we're laying, it's dark in the room, just the moonlight kind of lights up the room, and I am laying in bed and all itchy. And I take a look, my little boy was in another bed, and I sense a movement in the room. I know there is some kind of movement, but yet I can't pinpoint what it is. Yeah. And then I kind of get up and I turn on the light, and in horror, I see a swarm of bed bugs. They just like splash they disappear very, very fast. The room was infested. It's not just 1 or 2 bed bugs. It was total bed bug infestation. So, to make the story short, from that day on, of course, that was it for me. That was for me a huge, basically, a little push. That's why, suffering is necessary in order to awaken us. That's why there is so much suffering on the earth too, a great deal of that. For suffering contributes to a great deal of awakening. It's that contrast that is needed for us, for humans,
because
to kind of be pushed into that.
Do you think on some level, as a human nature thing, if things, it's almost like if it isn't broken, don't fix it. You can kind of go, maybe you're in a job and you're not crazy about it, but I'll stick it out because I'm familiar with it, and it's better than having to get up and look for something better or looking for something different. So, and if the universe doesn't want you in that job, and the angels are saying, you need to be doing something else, they'll make it so painful. Is that what you're saying? That you have no choice but to say, well, wait a minute here, I need to move.
It is, in a way, yes, absolutely. In a way, I agree with you. But, these experiences are here. Again, these experiences are of our doing.
Okay.
It is something that we do create ourselves, because we have come here to co-create.
Yeah.
We are creators. We are co-creators together with the God, prime creator, source of all that there is, whatever name we want to give to the consciousness, which is all around us and which is flows through us. So, and it starts at the power of the thought. And all our thoughts, they're so repetitive in nature. The scientists prove it's like over 90%, close to 98 to 99%. Our thoughts are of repetitive nature.
Yeah, yes.
So, which thoughts do you pick? This is what creating our reality, and the matching with the vibration. That is what later comes into manifestation. But you see that if it wasn't for that thought, and then actually on experiencing of bed bugs, I would have never noticed that there is an internal guidance system within me and outside of me, guiding me all the way through life, whether it's your guardian angel whispering you in your ear, or it's your galactic guides. Whichever it is, or it is you, your higher self, trying to connect with you. So if it wasn't for that suffering experience, that bed bug thought would have gone just as unnoticed as millions of thoughts that go through my head. So that is a perfect example how it works. So since that day, I was really There were times which I was really becoming almost paranoid about watching my thoughts and getting really stressed out and really getting tired and trying to figure out what is the guidance, what is not guidance, what is my voice, what is just the chatter of my mind. So, but it was all in the making. It took a long, many years of constant watching the thoughts and evolving on daily basis, and all the lessons in life that I have received and all the classes that I have taken, and finally the shift that I have experienced to eventually brought me into the place where I'm constantly operating from the place of awareness. I, at this point, don't know any other way. It is this constant, deliberate awareness that is, it's almost me outside of me at all times. Me observing, like I'm observing myself now, talking to you in a way. It all happens simultaneously. And recently, I have experienced yet another shift simply by going and being trained in Marconics. And with that, I have, in a way, perhaps it's not too strong of a word to say, re-evolved in a way, in something yet anew. So I'm saying that as before, you keep saying the awaken, I have awakened, and I have self-realized, and this and everything is wonderful.
Yeah.
And there is never a stop. And after Marconics, there will be something else, and so on and so on, and you go on, because this is just how it is. We are here to continue rising and ascending into the highest states of consciousness available to us. And to that, there is no stop. There is no finish line for that.
Okay, so say there's viewers out there and they're right at the beginning and they're like, I'm having these negative thoughts and I really want to start changing. I want to start tomorrow.
Replace.
Where do they begin?
Replace. Start with the thought.
Okay.
It's a matter of replacement. So the thoughts is your work. And no one can do that work for you. I cannot get into your head, sometimes I wish I can, get into the heads of others and create replacement for them. But I can't do that. So it is our work. It's not so much as replacing every single thought and getting paranoid about it like I was at the beginning. It's about creating a space for your thoughts.
Okay.
So first of all, a very popular saying, what we resist persist. So if we think in a thought and we really don't like it and we want to push it away, it is going to persist. It's just how it is. So the idea is to create, I like to call it ground zero. It's like a platform in a way in which you can be stable. And that platform is a place where you cultivate a state of gratitude and acceptance. So that's step number one. Whatever thoughts you have, whether you like them or you don't like them, acceptance. Acceptance, complete peace of whatever it is you're thinking. Because often we judge, I shouldn't be thinking that. Or this makes me a bad person. Or we constantly have judgments of ourselves, and therefore we judge others. So first of all, calming and acceptance. Second of all, watching and seeing how does the thought affect me. So if you have thoughts that bring on an emotional response, which is not pleasant to you, those are the thoughts that you really need to pay close attention to and start using the methods of replacement. That's all it is. It's replacing the thoughts with the thought of the higher vibration, of the lighter, and focusing not on the thoughts that causing you the feeling of unpleasure or the feeling of discomfort, the feeling of anxiety, the feeling of anger. Replace that with the thought that aligns you with the joy, bliss, and well-being. It is that simple.
Wow.
People say, but it's hard. I have to. So that's just another example. If you say that it's hard, you are just confirming and putting a stamp on your file. Or if I continue saying I'm hard and hard, it's literally I'm putting a stamp on my file by the name Shanti. Shanti's file called It's Hard. It's whatever I choose. If I continue affirming that it's hard and it's hard, then harder it will get. It is whatever vibrational frequency you are at, that you will attract to yourself events, circumstances of people of a similar vibration. That's why it's important for you to lift and raise in vibration, and that is what my area of work is specialized on. It's in raising you in vibration. It started with the essential oils,
Yes.
went through Reiki, pranic healing, polarity, massage therapy, angel IET, angel energy healing, shamanic healing, and eventually, right now, everything has fell away. And I specialize in Marconic no touch, and Marconic's quantum recalibration, which is thank you to two beautiful avatars, Lisa and Allison, who have made this technology now available, and of course, Grace Elohim.
So if a viewer comes to you for Marconic's healing, what can they expect to receive? Like, what is it all about?
Sure.
And how
In
does it
any
affect
healing
them?
you receive, there should be no expectations.
Okay.
For it is the blocker to begin with. Expectations, assumptions, as my most favorite guides, Lao Tzu, is the root of all suffering, right? And staying present, that's very important. What happens during the session, that I can describe.
Okay.
What can happen after the session, infinite potential, and it's different for each person. But during the session, there's different varieties. There is two modalities. There is no touch, which can be done on ongoing basis. And there is Marconic quantum recalibration. That is something that is done once. No touch is a wonderful, wonderful technology. So what it does, I'm not going to go into nitty-gritty detail, but to tell you in general terms so everybody can understand it. So it lifts you in vibration so high during the session that spontaneous healings can occur because you vibrate at such a high frequency. You have an opportunity to align with your eighth chakra, which can also serve as a portal for integration of your higher self into your body, because the safest space in you is in so high vibration. It is for your alignment, it can happen. Your vibration goes so high during the session that unlike the modality, the third dimensional healing modalities, Marconics is multidimensional, which just takes us into fifth dimension and higher. Your vibration goes up, and in the third dimensional modalities such as Reiki, polarity, or any other energy work, after you're done and you leave the space, your energy goes down to the level that you came in with.
Oh.
With Marconics, as of right now, your energy goes down, but it goes down to a level higher.
Oh.
So with continued sessions, you go through this incremental lift, layer by layer, lifting yourself in vibration without lifting a finger.
Wow, that's amazing.
That is truly amazing. That is truly, truly amazing technology. So that's as far as in a nutshell with no touch. This is always done in the person is fully closed and lays on a table. There is no blanket over them because I need to see the body fully and the movements on the body to facilitate whatever needs to be facilitated. Recalibration is a big, in-depth process, and a lot of things happen during recalibration. I'm not going to go again into nitty-gritty. Whoever is interested in detail, more than welcome to inquire. But it is about basically replugging you with the source of all that there is. You go into a higher chakra mode. The chakras that you don't have right now get activated.
Wow.
You get connected to the planetary grid. You shed 51% of the karma, which is essential for successful ascension. Let's put it that way. You go in vibration, you go up in vibration, and you don't power down. And that is the beautiful aspect of it. So you become this ionic generator that constantly generates energy, planting it into the earth. Therefore, this mutual collaboration between you and earth and the galactic beings of light. It is absolutely beautiful, beautiful process. And again, it's an opportunity for spontaneous healings to occur. And I have witnessed personally myself spontaneous healings of various ailments on the table, which is such a blessing.
If a viewer is out there listening to this wonderful healing modality, and they've never had any sort of healing work or anything. This is brand new to them, and they come for Marconics treatment. Is that okay for them?
Absolutely.
For someone that's never been involved in
Absolutely.
anything?
Absolutely. It has nothing to do with your experience. It has nothing to do who you are or what you are. It has to do whether this resonates with you.
Okay.
So if you go, for example, on my website and you read about in detail, there's great description in detail of what it is. And your inner being says, you know what, this is for me, then this is for you.
Yes.
If I talk about this and this is a whole bunch of nonsense to you,
Right, we
then
all have
perhaps
free
it is
will,
not.
don't we?
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
if our viewers, if this resonates with some of our viewers, which I'm sure it will, how may they contact you?
I have a website. It's www.rejuvelate.com. I live and operate from my home studio in North Andover. It's 582 Turnpike Street in North Andover, and my phone number is 617-548-8758. Feel free to contact me anytime for information or visit my website, rejuvelate.com. I'm also very active on Facebook. I do a lot of channeling. So channeling is the other, I call it channeling, but it's basically the consciousness, aligning with the consciousness
Right.
and letting the guidance come through, because it's always applicable. As much as it is applicable to me, it is applicable to others, whoever resonates with it and aligns with that too.
Okay.
So those are the areas that I'm specializing in right now: Marconics, channeling, aromatherapy, and angel energy healing.
Wonderful. This has been a wonderful show, Shanti. Thank you so much. We're honored to have you here.
Thank you.
I know our viewers, if this resonates with you, if you would love a Marconics healing, if you'd like to even contact Shanti, maybe you're just new to this and you know you have to change your thoughts. Maybe that resonates with you. Please give her a call. She is wonderful. We've had conversations, and I know my life has changed, because now when something happens and I have a thought, I immediately take myself out of it and look at it as like not so much as a victim, like how can this happen to me, but taking myself out and looking at it and saying, well, how am I learning from this? Do you know what I mean? Why is this
Absolutely.
happening? How can I learn
Absolutely.
from this? And it's huge. Okay, thank you so much for being with us. We look forward to having you. Come back for our next show. We're going to have Chrissy Masterson, and she has a youth group with some youngsters and young teens, and they will be on with her. So we look forward to having them, and have a great night.
Thank you.